There's a pretty one, Ulysses. There it is.
Hey BookTube, welcome back. I'm Sean the Book Maniac, and I'm here to do the 5-star TBR prediction tag. And I thought I'd try a standing video, trying to find the one spot in my apartment where you can see books in the background that I'm not embarrassed about the mess. And this is about as unembarrassing a spot as I can find, and I'm not sure about the lighting or whatnot. I'm still learning all those technical ropes. If anybody has any suggestions about how I can work with lighting, especially, without spending a bunch of money. I'm moving into a new apartment, but not until next spring, and I hope to have a lot more space and set up a place to do recordings. But in the meantime, I have to work with what I got. So I think this is a fun, rather silly tag, and I don't put much stock in my predictions about what will or won't be a 5-star prediction, because that's just not the way I roll. At least 50% of the time that I expect that I'm going to love a book, I don't. But these are maybe 6 5-star predictions of books currently on my TBR, and all but one of them I have a physical copy here. The first one is, everybody's talking about it, so I'm not going to say too much, but it's The Heart's Invisible Furies by John Boyne. It was a Book of the Month selection maybe last month, so everybody on Nitsy is talking about it and overwhelmingly positive reviews. And that's all I know, really. I know that it's about a gay man in Ireland who was born out of wedlock and adopted. That's really all I know. But it's a chunkster, and I have a good feeling about it. I'm going to be doing this one as a reading and audio combo. I've previewed the audio on TuneIn, and it's a lovely Irish accent. And I previewed it especially so that I could pronounce the place names correctly in this opening sentence. Long before we discovered that he had fathered 2 children by 2 different women, one in Dreamo League and one in Clonakilty, Father James Monroe stood on the altar of the Church of Our Lady, Star of the Sea, in the parish of Goleen, West Cork, and denounced my mother as a whore. All right. I'm game for that one. Almost all my picks are new releases this year or last, but there's a couple exceptions. This one's from last year, 40 Rooms by Olga Grushin. This is a novel that I first heard about on one of the best book podcasts out there, Reading Envy, hosted by my good friend Jenny, who's one of my very few viewers of my new BookTube channel. So, hi Jenny! She talked about this novel on an episode last year. I will put a link to that episode in the show notes. All I know about Olga Grushin is that she's a Russian-born novelist in America, and her protagonist is also Russian-born American housewife, and the story of her life is told through 40 rooms, which I think sounds quite ingenious. So the opening chapter is 1 is bathroom, and there's the illustrations, and this is the opening sentence. The bathroom is the first place to emerge from the haze of non-being. You're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but based on its cover alone, this is a 5-star book. Look at that. Welcome to Lagos by Chibundu Onuzo, a Nigerian novelist. I haven't read any of her other stuff, but look at that cover, and the illustration wraps all the way around. I'm geeking out. It's gorgeous. This is a story about a group of strangers that meet on a bus traveling into the city of Lagos. There's a military officer, there's a military private, there's a housewife, there's a young woman, and there's a militant, and from there their lives and stories are intertwined in the context of some political scandal. That's all I know, but it's the cover! Evening swept through the delta. Half an hour of mauve before the sky bruised to black. Love that. The next of my 5-star predictions is a 2015 novel, A God in Ruins by Kate Atkinson. Like probably many of you, I read Life After Life. I read it last year. It's one of the best novels I've ever read. I loved it so much. And as many of you probably know, this is kind of a sequel. It's been described to me as definitely a standalone novel. But whereas Life After Life was a story told through the sister Ursula, this covers the same territory in the same family through the younger brother Teddy. Life After Life had a lot of, not quite reincarnation, but kind of a reincarnation theme, and apparently this doesn't, but with the same characters. I loved so many of the characters in Life After Life. The crazy novelist aunt and the mother, Ursula and Teddy's mother. I'm really looking forward to revisiting those characters in this novel. He walked as far as the hedge that signaled the end of the airfield. Next is this chunkster. This is a 2016 novel that nobody is really talking about, but I did find out about it on Litzy or Twitter, I don't remember now. The author is Kia Corthron, and she was one of the writers, if not the main writer, for Obama's favorite TV show, The Wire. I actually never have seen The Wire, but apparently it was amazing. And this is her novel, The Castle Cross the Magnet Carter. And this is almost 800 pages long. I can barely hold it in one hand. It's so heavy. It's about 2 white brothers and 2 black brothers whose fates cross violently in 1940s. The story is about 2 white brothers from rural Alabama and 2 black brothers from small town Maryland, and their fates cross quite violently, and then it's the story of their families. I don't know how close to the present it comes, but it's quite a story, so it should cover a lot of ground. I'm really itching to get into this one. This one merits the opening few sentences, because the first sentence is so short. I got the world, my family and the trees, the library, picture shows, history and geography, and Nathaniel Hawthorne and Longfellow, and in the advanced class, Mr. Faulkner. I got Prairie Ridge and Lefford County and the state of Alabama and the United States of America. I got the future, college, law school, med school, or businessman, choices, and ocean liners to Europe, China, all waiting. I'm not going to get to this one until next year, but I sure am looking forward to that. The last one is a bit of an odd pick. I know so little about it, but I just have a deep feeling I'm going to love it. It's a book about the gay British novelist Ronald Furbank, who was born in 1886, and I believe he died in 1937, so not a long life. He wrote overtly about homosexuality. He's known as a camp writer. He is adored by writers such as Alan Hollinghurst and Evelyn Waugh, and I've always been curious about him. I'm not actually sure that I would enjoy Ronald Furbank's writing. I've never read any of it, but I can't remember exactly how I found out about this book. It's kind of a biography of Ronald Furbank, and the title is and it's the title. When I heard the title and I saw the cover, I fell in love. So the title is PRancing Novelist. Yeah, that's fabulous. So subtitle, In Praise of Ronald Furbank. And the author is Bridget Brophy. I don't know anything about her, but look at this cover. It's, so we got the title and we got the cover, I'm sold, right? That edition is out of print, so I'm going to have to hunt for that edition, because the newer edition is the most boring cover ever. Look at this! So I'm going to read the blurb from the publisher's website. One of the most penetrating and sympathetic explorations ever undertaken by one writer into the mind of another, PRancing Novelist is far more than a simple tribute or work of research. In these pages, by turns instructive, mischievous, and even gossipy, Bridget Brophy seeks nothing less than a vindication of the eternal liveliness of fiction itself, against the persistent rumors that it is dying or dead. Though serious in intent, PRancing Novelist is not only a monument to Furbank, but is also a delightful showcase for Brophy's own uproarious prose, not to mention her genius for telling good stories. Yeah, that has a bit of a 5-star feeling for yours truly. How about you? That's all I got for now, so thank you very much.